guys, my name is Marianne and welcome to my channel, but also welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Yay! On this channel I'll be discussing fragrance, lifestyle and beauty, the three things that I love. And if that's something you love too, then I really hope you enjoy this video, and hopefully by the end of this video you click that subscribe button. Today I'm going to be discussing one of the fragrance houses that I love the most. The fragrance house that I have the most bottles. The fragrance house that has taken so many of my coins, but every penny has been worth it. I'm going to be talking about the house of Francis Kurkdjian, or Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So I have a total of 8 full-size bottles. It sounds crazy when I say that out loud. I mean, I bought these all around the same time, and to you that may not be a lot, but to me, I splashed the cash. I spent the pound sterling. I broke the bank. I'll be ranking my entire collection and my 5 samples that I have left, because some of the samples I had, but they're gone. Now they're full-size bottles. So let's get into it. So like I said, I have samples from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. They came like this. Let that focus. At the time I ordered this, it was during Pandemania, and we couldn't go into stores to smell them. So I thought, let me get myself a sample set. I got this from Selfridges. I think it was around £35 at the time. I could only get the male, the For Him. But to me, it had fragrances in it that I really wanted to get my nose on. So I thought, do you know what is a masculine fragrance? In this sample set, I have left, here's the inside of it. It's quite pretty. So as you can see, there are a few missing. So what I have left is Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte, Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte, Aqua Vitae Cologne Forte, L'Homme à la Rose, and Gentle Fluidity Silver. I'm going to rank all of my fragrances in the order that I enjoy them, from the least to the most. With my full bottles, I'm not going to say there's a least. I'm going to say the least dented. The least dented, because I love every single one of my full bottles. So I'm going to say not the ones I enjoy the least, the ones that have dented the least. Let's put it that way, because I don't want to put any disrespect on my full bottles. Also guys, I would love to know if you agree or disagree, if you have these fragrances, where you would put them in your ranking, and whether you'd want to get your noses on them, and just any recommendations you guys have for me. So drop comments down below. So the one I enjoyed the least out of the samples that I have is Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte. I'll pop a picture of it somewhere here or here. And let's get it and remind myself of why it comes last. Oh, I don't even want, why did I spray that so much? So yeah, immediately bathroom cleaner. This one I really don't enjoy. It reminds me of Sundays or weekends when I'm doing a full house clean and you get the lemon cleaners out. Yeah, no, not something I would like to wear on my skin. So I've got some notes here. So the notes are bergamot, mock orange, sweet pea and white musk. Immediately I get the bergamot. It's so citrusy to me. It's so sharp, it's so strong. I'm not really much of a fresh scent kind of girl. I'm more of a deep, dark, sultry, sometimes gourmand. Those are the kind of fragrances that I enjoy. This is not. So it's a no for me. But yeah, it's bitter to me, it's metallic, and it's just a no. Not my type of scent. So the next fragrance that comes up in this sample set will be Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte. I haven't smelt these in a while, so it's a good little reminder. Okay, so this one has notes of bergamot, blackcurrant, jasmine, mimosa and musk. This one isn't as sharp. It isn't as bitter is the other one. It's getting a bit sweeter, but still not necessarily something that I would own. It's nice. I can see why people would like this, but it's not necessarily for me. It's the same type of fresh, nothing more to it than just a citrus fragrance to me. It's very citrusy, but a little bit more sweet than the Aqua Universalis. And then we have Gentle Fluidity Silver. And I'm already ditching my organization, and I'm just going to spray my notes here. Oh, this is a sexy man. This is a grown man that has his ish together. This is gorgeous, but like everybody says, it does lean quite masculine, but that's not a problem. It just depends on your preference. This is juniper berries, musk, coriander, woods, nutmeg, amber, and vanilla, and it is the perfect masculine scent. It is an everyday signature scent for a man to me. This is something that I feel like every man should get their nose on, and women, to be honest with you, because I would wear this. When I got here, I thought, okay, I could possibly own this. Not necessarily something I want in my collection right now. I can do without it, but I mean, if it was gifted to me, why not? It's clean and spicy and fresh. To me, it's like ice in a bottle. It's very cold, but in a good way. Cold does sound quite negative when you describe something, but it's cold in a good way. It's like, it's icy. This would cut through that cold for a man as well. This is definitely perfect for the fall right now, for a gentleman. Signature scent for a gentleman. Gentle Fluidity Gold, I enjoy that. And then we have Aqua, Vitae, Cologne, Forte. And this I remember enjoying, so I'm excited to get my nose back on this one. Where are you? There you are. So, yeah, I remember that. So this is mandarin orange, bergamot, floral and solar notes, musk and sandalwood. And this, that mandarin orange comes through in the opening beautifully. It makes this fresh scent sweet. It makes it juicy. It makes it younger. It makes it less sharp and less brutal, and more of a warm and inviting fragrance for a fresh fragrance. During the summer months, I would definitely consider purchasing this. This would be amazing in the sun. I could just imagine this just exuding from your skin on a beach. I could imagine this on a nice holiday in Santorini or the Maldives, or even just up the local beach in Margate. I can imagine this being absolutely beautiful in the summer. Yeah, sweet, creamy, unisex, perfect for absolutely everyone. And the last fragrance in my samples, the one that I actually had to stop myself from buying, is L'Homme à la Rose. L'Homme à la Rose. How did you do this, Mr. Kurkdjian? How did you make a rose masculine and so sophisticated? This is a man in a suit. This is even a man in a turtleneck and nice trousers. Just a well put together gentleman. It is, wow, this is a stem. This is the stem of a rose. Oh my gosh, I need to stop smelling that. Mr. Kurkdjian made a rose sexy. So this one has May Rose. It has damask rose in it also, which I'm not sure what damask rose is, but I feel like these different type of roses create a different effect once you smell the fragrance. It has grapefruit, amberwood, which I feel like makes it more of a deeper scent. It has sage, Spanish labdanum, and it is gorgeous. It is a sexy masculine rose fragrance, and I don't know of many rose male scented fragrances, but this one is done to perfection. Absolutely gorgeous. I would own a full bottle immediately. I do have to be honest and say, one of the things that tempted me most to get L'Homme à la Rose is that bottle. If you love fragrances and you're a fragrance collector, or you have a fragrance collection, you know that one of the driving forces in purchasing fragrances is that bottle. And out of all of the, you know, Francis Kurkdjian bottles, it is one of the most unique. That metallic lid, the green writing, it just gives a different vibe, and I want it as part of my collection, but I don't need it, so I'll leave it out. So guys, let's get into what we have all been waiting for. Let's dive into the full size bottles. So number 8 in my beloved collection is 724. Now can we get into that bottle? Now it's said to be a landscape of the New York City buildings, and if you look closely, the Maison Francis Kurkdjian logo is actually on one of the skyscrapers, which I think is so cool. This bottle is so cute. It's the 35ml bottle, so it's a smaller size. Let me tell you guys the backstory of how I got my hands on this fragrance. This was a surprise addition to the collection. I actually went into Harrods to get a birthday present for one of my dear cousins, and when I was in there, the lovely sales assistant, he's actually a manager in Harrods, but he is the one person I see all the time when I go to Harrods to sniff fragrances or to purchase fragrances, and his customer service is outstanding. He takes his sweet time with me, and Lord knows I can spend over an hour just going around sniffing fragrances and doing sample tests and wear tests. It can take time, and he really does give me that time. He is amazing. So he had one more of this I'm about to show you, which is the 12 Days of Christmas from Harrods. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So this is the 12 days of fragrance, 12 days of fragrance from Harrods. And I didn't actually plan on getting this. I didn't expect to get it, but he was lovely enough to tell me that he had one more in store, and I'm lucky enough to have got my hands on this because it's now sold out everywhere. And the packaging, just look at it. So it opens up like this, and fragrances sit in it like this. And there are 12 generously sized samples in this, and I'll just give you a few of the names because I was mind blown. So we have in here Christian Louboutin. Should I tell you guys the fragrances that are in these or surprise you for Christmas? Because I actually haven't opened any of these except one, and I only opened that because of this video. I'm very traditional, I'm very by the book. If I get something for myself for Christmas, I will wait, and I got this in September. So I am actually waiting 3 months. September, October, November, December. Yeah, 3 months. Wow, maths was not mathing just then. But some of the names in this are Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge, Penhaligon's Halfeti, Tiziana Terenzi La Superba Rosa, Ex Nihilio Brompton Immortals, Bodacia the Victorious, I have no clue but I'm excited, Montal Initio, Floraiku, Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Roger Parfums, Diptyque, and Famine or Tamine. So I'm really excited about that. And one lovely thing about that is there are over £800, £830 if I'm correct, worth of fragrances in that, and I got it for £150. To me, that is a steal of a deal. So cannot wait to open that with you guys. But back to the Maison Francis Kurkdjian video, because that's what we're talking about here. Let's get on nose on this again. I still even have the little card. I'm actually excited to get my nose back on these. Oh, and I missed the whole card. That is a fragrance breath of fresh air. Absolutely gorgeous. When I first smelt this in the store, or when I first saw it, I thought, yeah, another freshie. And as you can see from the samples, I am not the biggest fresh fragrance fan, but this takes fresh to a whole nother level. This is outstanding. This woke me up. When I smelled this, I immediately just like picked up again. It is absolutely breathtaking. I mean, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this one, but for me, this is my first fresh fragrance love. The notes in this one are aldehydes, Calabrian bergamot, sweet pea, Egyptian jasmine, mock orange, white musk, and sandalwood. And I think for me, the sandalwood makes it creamy. This fragrance, I wore it in the store and I walked around with it, and even before I got home and had my shower and got ready for the evening, I could still smell this on my skin, and I could still smell it on this card for days. This is a long-lasting freshie, and I don't come across those a lot. So if you do have recommendations for long-lasting freshies that are deep like I like them, then please leave them down below. But I have here, this is a fresh scent in its own league. This I would definitely recommend you getting your nose on. I absolutely love this. So that's number 8724, the newest baby in the house of Francis Kurkdjian. Number 7 in my collection is L'Eau à la Rose. One of the most beautiful bottles. It's a lovely pink rose at the back. The typical Maison Francis Kurkdjian bottles, but they to me are absolutely gorgeous. This is, let me get my nose on it again. Oh, so this is a young, fresh, beautiful rose. This is a watery rose. I don't know how he was able to convey fresh, watery roses, like you're literally in a garden in a fragrance. This makes rose cool. This is something I could see all ages, especially the younger generation, enjoying, because I know most people view rose as a dated note, but to me, this is a juicy, fruity rose. This is something you would wear when you don't really want to completely choke everyone out with your fragrance. This is something you'd wear when you want to just be dressed down and just smell pretty. So in this fragrance, it starts off with lychee, or lychee, however you pronounce that, and pear. And I feel like that's what makes this more of a fruity and young rose. It takes the rose away from the mature stereotype, and it just makes it like the younger sister of a rose. The younger, cooler, more outgoing, more bubbly, more hip rose. This is absolutely gorgeous. So it has damask rose, grass rose, peony, and violet. So 3 types of roses in this, which I feel like elevate this fragrance. And it has musk, and this is something I can definitely see layering with other fragrances. It's just a nice intimate scent. This is something that you would wear if you wanted to do like an indoors event with the girls, or you wanted to have a date with whoever your significant other is in the house, and you don't want to choke them out and overbear and overpower them with your scent. This is something for those intimate settings. This is chef's kiss. That is L'Eau à la Rose at number 7. So number 6, guys, in the collection is none other than Grand Soir. Look at that juice. That juice is exactly how it smells. Deep amber. So this one I actually heard of first on a lovely YouTuber here, Eve, the EVE, or the Ev Effect, and she did a ranking video which actually inspired mine. So amazing job. I really hope that you see this. She described this as an older man scent, and when I first got a sample of this, I thought, let me be smart and not blind buy, because I have done a lot of that. Oh, I don't get the older gentleman anymore. Apologies guys, my battery died again. So this is exactly what the name says it is, Grand Soir. This is the kind of fragrance to me that I would wear to a grand soiree. You want to wear something that is completely breathtaking when you wear this fragrance, because it is breathtaking. So like I said, at first I got an an older gentleman, but then it quickly dries down into the most beautiful vanilla, warm tonka bean, amber fragrance I have ever smelled. You won't wear this fragrance, it will wear you if you're not careful. Fragrance to me is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 on Sillage. You will get compliments after compliments wearing this. During the fall, this fragrance will literally envelop you. It will wrap you up like a warm hug and you won't stop smelling yourself. That's one thing about this, it's going nowhere. When I first ordered this, I did a wear test, so I wore it before bed. And I woke up and this fragrance was still screaming. It was all over my pillows. It was everywhere. It came off of my skin and went around the whole room. It is an absolute, and that was 1 or 2 sprays. You do not need any more than 1 or 2 sprays of this. So at number 6, we have Grand Soir. So guys, at number 5, we have the beautiful, the elegant, and the classy Feminin Pluriel. This is one of my favorite bottles. The rose gold goes with this fragrance so beautifully. Oh, it's screaming straight from the lid. I got this as part of a sample when I ordered my first ever fragrance from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and I didn't expect to fall in love with this straight away. I just thought, let me try a rose fragrance, because I do love rose. I love rose fragrances. I've always loved rose. I think it's beautiful, I think it's elegant, I think it's classy. So I thought, let me try this. Feminin Pluriel sounds like something that I would be interested in smelling, and I was not disappointed in any way, shape or form. This is beauty, this is femininity, this is class in a bottle. So this one has notes of iris, rose, violet, lily of the valley, vetiver, patchouli, orange blossom, and jasmine. It's definitely a rose based fragrance, and if you don't love rose, then I would say you should get your nose on this first before running out and buying a whole bottle. I think it's an acquired taste, but to me it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's a staple in a woman's fragrance wardrobe. I think the bottle speaks for itself, how gorgeous that is. And the longevity on this one, outstanding. This, when I first tried it, wouldn't leave me alone. It just kept coming back to me, and that's why I had to go ahead and get the full bottle. So Feminin Pluriel at number 5. So at number 4, we have Gentle Fluidity Gold. Now this one, I'll have to be honest with you, when I first smelt this one, I didn't understand it. I don't think I've ever smelt the note of juniper berries in a fragrance, and maybe that's what it is. I got this also as a sample when I ordered from the Maison Francis Kurkdjian website. You do get free samples when you order directly from them. I know you guys have heard this all before. So I expected to really love it, and I sprayed this and I didn't understand the hype. I didn't get it. And it was on a warm day, and I sprayed it on my cardigan, on a cream cardigan. I remember exactly what I was wearing, and at first I didn't understand it. It smelled just strange to me, and then I went out and I was walking around and it just kept hitting me, and then it started to smell like food to me, and slowly it started to grow on me, and then it got addictive, and I wanted to keep going back and going back and going back and wearing the sample until the sample was completely done, and that's when I knew I needed the full bottle. This is a rich signature scent. This is a scent for a lady who always looks put together but doesn't have to try too hard. That's this scent. So this is vanilla, amber, musk, woods, juniper berries, nutmeg, and coriander, and I think that's where I started to get the gourmand element from it. It started to smell like spices. I loved it. At first when I spray this, I do feel it's a bit sharp. It hits me and I just felt like, whoa, but once it started to settle down, I absolutely fell in love with this, and this is something that I will repurchase over and over and over again. A signature scent. As you can see, it has a massive dent. Well, to me, a massive dent anyway. Show you guys. So I have to actually stop myself from wearing this one, because it's something that you can wear at any time, any day, any weather, any outfit, any mood. It is just an easy reach. Longevity to me is not one of the most beastly of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, but as I said, I don't want all of my fragrances to scream at me. There are some days where I just want to smell myself and know that I am clean and fresh and elegant within myself. I don't necessarily want to fill up the whole room, and that's when I reach for something like this. So number 4, Gentle Fluidity Gold. We have reached the top 3 selected, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're nearly there. Okay, so coming in at number 3, we have the infamous, the most talked about, the most reviewed, the most loved, the most hated, the most overrated, the most underrated fragrance, none other than Baccarat Rouge. You knew this had to feature in the collection. There is no way I can do a full ranking of Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrances and not include the Don Dada. This fragrance started off my entire fragrance collection, and that is over 50 bottles now. So this fragrance is actually quite a troublemaker. This fragrance made me view fragrances in a different light. It's opened up my eyes and my heart to niche houses. I had to understand it, I had to take my time with it, and once I got it, I loved it. At first, when I sprayed this was the first ever order that I made because, again, victim of FOMO, I had to find out what all the girls and the guys were talking about. Now, oh. So, saffron, jasmine, amberwood, ambergris, fir resin, which I have never smelled in real life. I have no clue what that smells like, and cedar. And when I first sprayed this, I got pennies. This smelled like pennies to me, and I was so disappointed. I thought, why would I want to smell like pennies? Why on earth is everyone enjoying this metallic medicinal fragrance? And then it wouldn't leave my living room for days. It kept hitting me. It was just, I would just get wafts of it. Sometimes I wouldn't smell it at all, and then sometimes it would be all over the place. And then all of a sudden one day I woke up and I loved it. I cannot explain it to you. I can't tell you why, but all of a sudden I could smell the burnt sugar. I could smell the sweetness. It's difficult to identify the exact notes in this because it is blended to complete mastery perfection. Maison Francis Kurkdjian is Houdini on this one, and I say Houdini again because this one definitely does a magician act on me. It disappears and appears whenever it feels like, and that's why it's coming at 3rd place. Not because this isn't one of my favorite scents, but because I want to smell myself even when I'm wearing something that isn't beast mode. This one needs to stay with me a little bit longer, but nonetheless the fragrance is absolutely to die for. And as you can see, as we get closer to the top, the dents are denting. That is complete misuse of this fragrance because you don't need a lot of this. People will smell you, you just won't smell yourself, and that's why I overspray, because I want to smell me. This is something that it's like a community. When somebody is wearing this, or even when they're wearing a dupe, I go in and straight away ask them, is that Baccarat Rouge you're wearing? It just starts up a conversation, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, maybe one day you will. It is a complete masterpiece in my opinion, and that is Baccarat Rouge 540. And we are at number 2, guys. So number 2 in the collection is the stunning and the breathtaking Oud Satin Mood. An entire mood in a bottle. This fragrance had me instant. The moment I smelt this, I knew I needed a full-size bottle. With this on, you do not need to overspray, but I still do. You can tell that dent is disrespectful because you do not need to spray that much of this, but that is how much I love this. And I know when I'm out, I'm choking people out with this fragrance and I need to stop, but I can't help it. So this is Bulgarian rose, it's Turkish rose, it's oud and vanilla, it's benzoin, and it's violet. And to me, this is the perfect introduction to oud and rose. If you want a perfect oud and rose fragrance and you're looking out there, try and get your nose on a sample of this. This would smell amazing on any man and any woman. And this is a compliment grabber. I have not worn this and not received a compliment, and it will always be in my collection. So number 2 in my collection is Oud Satin Mood. And that takes us to number 1. Number 1 had to be Oud Satin Mood Extrait. It had to be. I had to get my nose on the Extrait. I fell in love with Oud Satin Mood so much that I needed to know, how can it be topped? It has the extra note of cinnamon in this fragrance, and it takes it to another level. This fragrance is unbelievable because it makes a beast mode fragrance quiet. Oud Satin Mood seemed like the eau de toilette version all of a sudden, and this fragrance is a beast. This fragrance fills up a room. So this fragrance fills up an entire hall. This fills up an entire stadium. That extra note of cinnamon, oh my gosh. And I have been tempted to match these two, but I feel like I will knock people straight out if I try that. But one day I may be brave enough to do that. So this is Damask Rose, it's Turkish Rose, which is a change from the Oud Satin Mood, which is Bulgarian Rose and Turkish Rose. This is Violet, again, vanilla, amber, and that extra added note of cinnamon. I mean, the bottle for itself, that plaque deserves to be on the vanity. This is luxury in a bottle. This to me smells like satin feels on the skin. I don't know how to explain that, but it's literally a feeling. This smells like the color, it smells dark, it smells deep, it smells intense, but it still has that element of the powder, the violet, the amber, the cinnamon, the oud, of course, the rose, the different type of roses. Complete. This is Oud Satin Mood, but on steroids. This to some people may be strong, I can understand that, and I have made the mistake of overspraying on this, and even I choked myself out and others around me, and I will not be doing that again. When I first got this, I went crazy and I would spray. This, you do not need to do that, because this has everything I need in one bottle. The price point, I will be honest, is steep. The price point can be a little bit off-putting, but I think every drop is worth the price, especially it being an extrait, so it's a high oil content in this, so it lasts even longer on the skin, which to me makes it worth the price point. Gender, I would say completely unisex, down the middle. This one may lean a little bit more masculine, but to me completely unisex, and I do like a little bit of a masculine element in my fragrances anyway. And this will get you compliments, and the sillage, people will smell this from feet away from you, masks on. If you go into an elevator, in a restaurant, if you walk in front of somebody, if you walk behind somebody, they are going to be greeted with this right here. This, to me, you need to try. Get your nose on it and see what you think, and let me know if you agree with this one being number 1, because for me this is my winner. And that rounds up today, guys. That is my entire Maison Francis Kurkdjian collection ranked. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and also a massive kudos to every content creator out there, because it is not easy. I have been on Amazon ordering new batteries, ordering new memory cards. This thing has died on me, it has turned off on me, but this has been one of the things I've wanted to do for so long, and I'm so happy I'm finally doing it. And I really hope to connect with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So I've been Marianne. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. More love, more life, and more blessings. Mwah.